So I'm back commenting on the blogs as I always do. That's my favorite pastime. And I was actually on It's On Site again, and one of my comments just really got super, super popular. And I'm going back and forth with an individual in this particular comment section. And this is a very, very sensitive topic, guys. So if you are really, especially, and it involves the harming of a child, and just stop the video right now if you cannot take that. I understand. I do not want to trigger anyone. This is going to be very disturbing. So I'm just going to read the actual copy from It's On Site. This is their wording here, and I will go ahead and just read that for you. It is a horrifying video showing a woman from Kitengela, Kenya, stabbing her 2-year-old baby daughter to death is currently making its rounds on social media. Time out. Why do you guys share these kinds of videos? I don't understand why anybody would want to see something like that. And fortunately for me, I have not seen this video, has not made its way to my timeline, but I just don't get the interest in that kind of thing. Why do you need to see this? Why do you need to know? Like, reading it is far more than I ever wanted, but to see it, what goes through the mind? Okay, let me continue. Police allege Olivia Nasserian, 24, stabbed her 2-year-old daughter, Gloria Njeri, to death. On April 23rd, Nasserian was reportedly naked in her home and singing nursery rhymes to her baby while she violently attacked her. Neighbors tried to open the door and help the child, but it was too late. A witness who spoke to the Standard said, while stabbing the baby, Nasserian was chanting, "You will never cry again, my baby. You will forever sleep. I love you, my daughter." They continued, the woman ate her baby's liver. As we watched, she also removed other internal organs, such as her intestines and heart, from the body before becoming unconscious. Nasserian appeared in a Kajiado court on Wednesday, where the chief magistrate ordered her to remain in police custody for another 10 days while police continue their investigation into the killing of this girl. The woman is expected to appear for another hearing on May 8th. Such a tragic story, just really, really awful. I mean, it just really, when I heard it, just on a visceral level, it just really sent chills down my spine. And then just thinking about like the things that people are going through in their minds and how unwell that, to some degree we all are, right? So I just was thinking about that, and it just really disturbed me. So what I commented that, again, this comment kind of did some numbers, but I said mental illness and, believe it or not, synthetic drugs have made their way onto the continent. They're out there doing the same demon conjuring psychedelics too, sadly. Meth, opioids, huffing, etc. Nothing new, even in the motherland. That was my comment, and pretty straightforward, right? So there are people in the comment section who are like, oh, y'all always want to be about the mental illness. Hello. What's sane about eating and killing a child? Like, that's a mental health issue. And I also said and stated there that there's also things that can exacerbate the onset of things. Like, maybe you are like predisposed to have certain mental health complications or what have you that are challenging to deal with. And then you start messing with certain drugs that just kind of kick it up, I mean, we've seen what happened. Like, there was years ago, there was a bad batch of K2 that went out in Brooklyn, and people were like foaming at the mouth. They were on Broadway, like foaming and like seizing and everything. It was a crazy, crazy scene. So there's certain things, and we've all known about a person that we knew that like took one bad hit of a thing and just never got back to whatever. So there's that kind of mental illness where it's like it was brought on by a thing, or there's mental illness where some people just over time, or maybe just been born with something where, they were always, we like to kind of say like somebody, you know how that person is, neighbor so-and-so, you know how she is. She always been a little touched, So you just kind of like, there's people in our lives who we know are dealing with something, right? So that is, again, not to reduce, I don't want to reduce the diagnoses of mental illness, and I don't think that people are bad because they have mental illness. In the case of this woman, I mean, this is a horrible crime, and she's a horrible person. Like, people thought that I was using mental illness as an excuse to, I guess, kind of find some sort of empathy for her. I don't have empathy for anybody that harms a child, certainly not someone that eats and murders a child. So that's not it there. But let me continue. So one of the people in the comments, this is just so annoying to me, said something like, well, oh, y'all always gonna do that when it comes to women, but y'all never have no grace for men. I'm like, dude, who is talking about men right now? First of all, I'm not even talking about men. I am a person that sticks to points, Two things that you will never see me do in an argument is bring up a non sequitur that has nothing to do with what the heck we're talking about. And you will never see me do an ad hominem attack, okay? No ad hominem attacks here. You will not see me arguing with you. Or I don't really argue because I don't raise my voice. I wasn't raised in that kind of a household. So the yelling and the getting loud stuff, that's not really what I'm on. Like if I'm yelling, it's about some business and it's like, somebody does not want the right type of time, so that's a very different story. But it's very important for me to stick to points. Even if we don't agree on things, we don't have to see things the same way. We could agree to disagree, but it's a very respectful way to debate points. And I really, really hate when people just throw in just a random little talking point that has nothing to do with anything, something that you can't even confirm that I even believe to be true. Don't be y'alling me. Don't be saying, oh, because y'all do with the men. I'm not even that kind of person. First of all, I don't speak until I have all the information. So when y'all be saying, oh, give this person that and that, I don't give anybody anything. I want to hear everything laid out, then I'll speak. So I'm not one of those people that just like operates off of impulse. I'm a thinker. I think, I observe, I absorb, you know what I mean? So like, that's never going to be what I do. So I really just hate, and I feel like on the internet, there's just this lost art of not only reading comprehension, but just a lost art of like actual engagement that's healthy. There's a lot of like, people just aren't even intellectually curious. People are so busy trying to be right all the time that they don't try to understand. And one thing that actually I notice a lot too is that sometimes when you maybe kind of like intellectually back somebody in a corner where they really understand now that they are wrong, they won't even like concede with respect. Like, okay, respectfully, you got me there. I didn't know that. They'll like just disappear and like poof. And they just cannot, it's like they don't have the ability to admit that they were wrong about a thing, And I see that a lot, even in interpersonal relationships in real life, but I see it on the internet a lot. And that's exactly why me personally, I really don't get too much into like the back and forth with people online, because it's like, you're not going to see it my way. And even if I try to explain it to you, I know that whatever you're trying to argue is just incorrect. And I can't save you. I'm not here to save you. I'm here to save myself.